kickflip the bean.
But hey, man. See, because we're back now for episode 15. And we didn't do one last week because, listen, I know on YouTube I made a little post saying, tee-hee, enjoy time with your I forgot. I forgot the holidays existed. I forgot I had plans with family that counteracted with VR. The real life has to come first before the toaster. We didn't record last week. But now we're here. We're doing it now. Hi. Hello. I'm trying to be better with on top of the ness things. We'll fucking get there. So
You're doing pretty good.
we got me and we have Shadow. Squishy is on a short leave. She will return. I know you guys miss her dearly. That's my wife. I miss her too. But it's okay because I'm also going to have you meet my other wife, Neo, and her husband, Crit.
Hello.
What's going on?
So we're still going. It's fine. I'm only a little depressed.
We'll get through this, Pum.
Listen, I know Neo knows what these are. Crit, do you know what you're walking into with these stories?
There's stories?
They are stories I find on Reddit, and I will read to you, and you can give your opinions and thoughts on them, and they go a lot deeper than just, am I the asshole for telling my neighbor he stinks? No, they get really, really messy really fast.
Oh, word. Okay. Alright.
So I found 4 stories from various different subreddits today, and the first one, I had to start it off heavy because this one was just interesting to me. It comes from Am I the Asshole? And it's, am I the asshole for calling my uncle a pedo? My uncle, 38 male, and I, 18 female, have always had a very good and close relationship. But recently, he told me something that completely shocked me. He admitted he's dating his neighbor's 16-year-old daughter. The neighbor, 35 female, is someone he's been friends with for years. She's understandably furious about it. The other mutual friends and neighbors are too. He came to me complaining about how judgmental everyone was being. I tried to keep my cool and said, well, what did you expect? She's still a teenager. He got defensive immediately, saying she's mature for her age and that people are blowing it out of proportion. When he started talking about confronting the neighbors to defend himself, I couldn't hold back anymore and said, most people are going to see you as a pedo. That's when he completely lost it. He stood up, got right in my face, and shouted, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Stop running your mouth about things you don't understand. His face was red. He was shaking with rage. He yelled that it's only pedophilia if the person is prepubescent, not when they're 16. He kept going on about how she's over the age of consent in our state, accusing me of spreading lies and threatening to cut me off if I kept calling him that. I just stared at him in shock. I didn't know how to respond. Am I the asshole?
Yes.
No.
You're trying to date a fucking
No, shut up!
Wait.
It's OP. OP's the 18-year-old. She's wondering if she's the asshole for calling her uncle a pedo.
Never mind. You're not the asshole. Uncle's the asshole. Uncle's trying to date a fucking pedo.
I was over here just chilling, listening to Pum, and
We all said
yes.
no. Yes. That was hilarious.
So I can hear Chris
Oh
Hansen
my
running to your
God.
location now.
Oh my god.
Let me backtrack. Uncle's the pedo. OP not the asshole for calling him out on his shit and everything. I mean, shit. I have family right now that's like in their early 50s that's messing around with a fucking 24, 25-year-old right
Not that
now
bad, girl.
and everything. Oh no, he's worse off than me. We'll put it that way right now. So yeah, no.
Get that life insurance,
But-
girl. Get it.
Get that health insurance.
Slay, queen, slay.
Listen, something the comments pointed out too that I thought was really interesting. So while I definitely think OP's not the asshole, the uncle needs to be locked away because you had to pull out not only the most cliche line in groomer book of she's mature for her age,
Mhm.
and you're
She's
also
mature for her
depending on
age.
anybody who has to use, well, the legal age of consent in my state, you're a red flag. Get out. But
Yup,
something the
yup.
comments pointed out is, how come OP 18 is the uncle's best friend? How come that's the person he turned to? That's
That just makes it
really
even more creepier. Because then
That
think about how
does,
he saw
yeah.
her before the age of 18.
That's
My
just
question is,
creepy.
where is the parents of that 16-year-old, and why aren't they doing everything to intervene with that? That
Well, and
sounds
then,
crazy to
yeah,
me.
and then it goes both ways. It doesn't
Like,
just
legal
only go on the
action.
uncle.
legal
Court.
action. Ground your daughter. Break
Yeah.
your
Take
phone.
him
You
to
don't need
court.
the internet.
Break her phone.
Bruh, if my
No, like-
mom even thought that I was talking, like back whenever I was growing up and shit, if she even thought that I was talking to somebody over the age of 18, I could be 17. If she thought I was talking to any kind of adults online, all my electronics taken away for a bit. Like, nah, you
Yeah.
ain't doing this shit.
You
And I-
get
like-
sticks.
Exactly.
You get
Take their
sticks.
shit away. They can't talk to people if they don't have anything to talk to
Oh,
people
yeah.
with.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. No, and like I was saying, it goes both ways. Like, it's not only just on the uncle, it's also on that 16-year-old. Like, the fact that we all are grown up, like, we're all kind of raised as, like, you know, older people, especially as a minor. Like, especially when you get in high school. 16, you're in high school at that point. Like, you're told, like,
Mhm.
hey, you date someone with over the age of 18 and you're under the age of 18, it's illegal, you know?
It's not free candy.
And
I think it's also
It's
a lot
not
of
free candy.
teenagers hear the parents be like, "Careful, the adults are gonna get you." That they're like, "Oh, I'm actually mature. I'm a badass. Watch what I can do," and then they get themselves into like
Period.
shittier situations.
yeah, I mean, and most people think that, you know, puberty. Oh, I've matured. No, like maturity doesn't happen like that. Like maturity goes through like actually mentally growing up as someone. Like being a part of drama and then endorsing that drama and then going behind that and being like, yeah, I'm mature. It's like, but you're not. You're endorsing this
No.
stuff. You're still a child at heart, you know? I mean, all of us still have like a, you know, little bit of childish in us, but it's like when it
We
comes to
play video
actually
games still.
knowing what's wrong and what's right, right? Knowing what's
A
wrong
bit
and
of a
what's right,
child.
like that's maturity to an extent. There's so much behind it too. Like a high schooler is not mature. Let's be real. None of us
Opie,
were
go to
mature in high
cops.
school.
Go to your local authorities, please.
Yeah, you
Honestly.
need to go to
honestly.
the
Turn his ass in.
Write a statement.
For real, at that point, that's not okay. Especially if she knows. Like, imagine if the parents took him to court and she knows that information, you know? That could go back on her too.
Yeah.
It's just, it layers down so deep.
So I just wanted to bring that one up for, it was the only like short one I could find. The rest of these all have either updates or are relatively long. But it was also what pinged me
Yo,
on it
let's
is
go.
she's 18 and felt the need to reach out for advice on a situation that to all of us would be clear as day as like a horrid thing, and she was unknown on if it was bad or not, which I feel bad about because that's like
Yeah.
that's
It's like, girl, get off Reddit.
no, for real, don't go to Reddit, go to the cops,
please.
oh my god.
Yeah.
It's okay. So with you two being a couple, I did find one from Relationship Advice. And
Ooh-wee.
I didn't read it in full. I skimmed like the first paragraph and then the first comment, and I feel like it's a shit show. So that's exactly what we're walking in
Those
with.
are the best kind.
So it's just simply titled, "My Father Ruined Us. How Can I, 40 male, make her, 34 female, stay? My girlfriend, 34 female, has given me an ultimatum. Move my ill father into professional care, rebuild our finances, create a future together, ASAP, or she's leaving. But she believes it's already too late to fix everything before she turns 35. I suggested moving to a cheaper place, but she also refuses to leave LA, as it would mean sacrificing her career that she's worked really hard for. 5 years ago, my girlfriend and I moved in together in LA. Everything was great until my father, 78 male from New York, unexpectedly moved in with us right before the pandemic. He has severe health issues, spinal injury, prostate cancer, dementia, and OCD. I have really struggled with prostate for a second. I could not think of that. I couldn't bring myself to send him away to strangers because he never has been away from family. Caring for him has consumed my life and finances. It's taken a toll on my girlfriend's mental health. She was incredible in the beginning, kind, caring, amazing cook. She has also had extensive knowledge about elder care and nutrition needed for both my father and me. But being exposed to constant stress, last-minute emergencies, and me yelling at my father in a foreign language has ruined her peace. We can't travel without paying extra for a caregiver and worrying about him. She always gets depressed returning to our apartment knowing what awaits us. I tried to convince my father to live with my sisters, but he refused to, and they also didn't want him. It's so not fair. The only way to ease my girlfriend's burden was by moving us to a larger, more expensive apartment to create some distance between my father and her, but the stress hasn't gone away. Over time, she's developed resentment and has stated verbally attacking me over my family's failures. Recently, she told me she's terrified of turning 35 and blames my father for ruining her chance to get married and have kids. She began asking about my finances and became angry and depressed after learning the full extent of my financial situation. Our finances. So he does break this down. She earns $100K at a demanding but fulfilling on-site job, has $150K in retirement savings, $100K in cash, and she pays 1/3 of the rent and groceries. OP earns... Please, 40M. So by my knowledge, that's 40 million, but 165K remotely, but only have 50K in retirement, 20 in cash, 20K, and he pays 2/3 of the expenses, including all of his father's medical bills. My father has 400K from selling his house, but I haven't touched it because he might owe back taxes, and I wanted to save it as a last resort if he enters a nursing home, and it costs 10K per month. She urged me for years to apply for Medi-Cal, I'm assuming Medicare, claim tax breaks, invest the 400K, or use the money to buy a house for ourselves, but I've neglected all these steps. She even pushed me to consult with lawyers, social workers, and nursing homes, but I could never follow through, and everything just fell apart. She says my inaction over the past 5 years and my lack of financial literacy have been deeply disappointing. She also thought that I was in a better financial position than her, at least when it came to the retirement savings. Where things stand now, this year has been especially hard. My father's health has worsened, requiring more constant care. He needs assistance almost every hour to go to the bathroom and makes a mess. We've hired a caregiver for $4K a month, but his $3K pension only partially covers the cost, so I do most of the caretaking. I'm exhausted from managing his care. My T1D, I don't know what that is, work and household chores. I haven't proper sleep in months, which is worsening my mental health and is eroding, and the last bill of my empathy my girlfriend has left for me. I love my girlfriend and I want to marry her, but I feel like her expectation is too high and she's overreacting because her birthday is right around the corner. How do I calm her down? There are millions of people in worse situations than us, but she's so angry at me for not doing enough or having enough. I don't even know where to start. I'm drowning under the weight of my responsibility and I can't meet her expectations. How do I use the 400K plan for a house in LA where the average is 1.2 million and still care for my father? What can I do to make her stay? How do I fix my life before it's too late? TLDR, my 78-year-old father moved into our apartment before the pandemic. My girlfriend and I have been living together in LA for 5 years due to father's severe health issues. It's strained the relationship. She's overwhelmed over, one, the stress, the caregiving, OP's financial mismanagement, and the toll it's taken on our future plans. She's given me an ultimatum, or she's leaving, but I'm struggling to meet her expectations while managing my father's care and finances. Is there a way to save it? So there is an update that's relatively small, but I want to hear y'all's opinions thus far.
So my thing is, obviously the father is his own person, and you know how, like, you know, most parents are like, don't you ever put me in a retirement home. I don't want to go there and eat that slop and be, you know, be put in diapers and shit. So I think there's a lot to go into, like, that perspective. But another thing is the 40 million, that was probably meant to be a K. It was probably a typo, big old typo.
Probably,
But,
because there's no way.
Yeah, that would be insane. Like, dude, just buy a house at that point. Like, come on,
Yeah.
40 million, please. Yeah, I think realistically, it's up to OP if he wants to save it, like, truly. Because if he saves it, that means he sacrifices ties with his family. Because obviously family does seem important to him. And if he wanted to save it, he'd have to throw his dad into like some home or whatever, and his dad will probably disown him, take him off the wheel, all that kind of stuff. Because he didn't seem to have any like dementia or anything like that. So he's like he's there mentally.
Oh no, he says he
But-
has dementia. Out of all the illnesses that was
Oh, he
listed,
did?
spinal injury, cancer, dementia, and OCD.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay. I didn't hear the dementia. My fault, my fault. Okay, never mind. Yeah, if he wants her, then just throw him in a home. Kind of sucks, but I personally wouldn't do that. You know? And you think the salary thing would have been discussed way before, you know what I'm saying? Like before they moved in together and all this stuff.
I'll say like
Yeah.
for
Like,
him
it-
to mismanage his finances that bad, and for her to be in the unknown, that's a conversation that has to be had between adults to do anything. I mean, when we bought our house, we sat down and I was like, you know what? Just to make this easier, we're gonna log into our bank accounts, and I need to see everything, and I can write it all down, and I can make sense of the math, and we will figure it out. And like that's how we do our stuff, is we just tell each other the number, like, and it makes it so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I mean, that makes sense. Like, that is something you should be talking about if you're going to move in together, especially if y'all are going to be splitting things, like you're working as a team, you know? And for her not to know in the beginning and for him not to tell her, that's just crazy. Like, how is that supposed to make a stable, I guess, like, financial wise relationship? If you want to make this work, you have to keep, you have to let each other in the know. If I'm struggling, I let him know. Be like, hey, I'll be real. Can't buy the groceries this week. I'm sorry. I'll pay you back when I get paid, though. Like, it's just that type of situation, And it's like, I mean, I get it, especially around that economy. That stuff was hard to afford, like, especially now. But at the same time, if you're putting your money and mishandling it and not telling your partner or not saying anything, clearly there's something going on.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, like, I would hate to have, like, me personally, especially if just like the whole father thing, like, if my father needed care like that, I wouldn't put him in a home. Because me personally, I've had family members in a home and I did not like the way it was. Like, just the way they run things, especially with, like, I'm gonna be real, they hire anybody nowadays. Like, that crap is scary. The videos I've seen online, it's not cute. Like, that's scary to me. It was like, if I, was taking care of my father and, like, that was being dangled over my head. Like, put your father in a home or else I'm breaking up with you. And it's like, okay, so clearly you don't care about, my mental health and my family. That just seems kind of selfish in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Like, this is the person that raised you, You can't just, oh my god, you're getting old, like, bye, walk out the door. Like,
But from the sounds of it
that's
too,
messed up.
just to kind of like play devil's advocate here, she tried. And he's been so shitty with the finances that they're slowly losing everything, and it's all going into the father. So they can't get married, they can't have
Okay.
the family they want as long as that father is in the house with them. And I think that's where her limit's at
Okay.
currently, is it's just OP's fumbled the bag so hard to try to take care of his dad when he's not
Yeah.
equipped to do so, that now it's like you have to make a choice here.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow, I saw your hand raised.
Ironically, with this situation, and I mean, me not in a relationship or anything like that, but I mean, as you know, currently at home living with my grandparents to help take care of my grandfather and everything. For one, you are completely right. Half of the aides don't know fuck all of what they're supposed to do. They come in here and sit on the fucking couch for like 4.5 hours playing on their phone and expect him to just get up and do everything on his own and everything when he can barely walk. But on the side of, because I can kind of see both sides of this, and before I get into all of that, my opinion on just what should happen is they should split for two reasons. One, so that he can figure out his life. He can try to get himself back on track, back to a point in a position where he can comfortably take care of himself, his dad, and a partner and everything if need be. But also for her, because I don't feel like she's ready to be in that kind of a relationship with someone where there are going to be other needs, other demands from other people within the family that's not her immediate family, but it's like what you were saying, if she really, and I don't want to say if she really cared for him, but it's like she, if she was mentally, what's the verbiage I'm trying to look for here? If she was if she was as mentally as mature as not that she claims to be, but I'm stumbling. I'm sorry. She's not as mentally mature yet to deal with that kind of a situation with a relationship, life stress, and all of that on top of, because it takes a lot. I mean, shit, there's been plenty of times we'd be hanging out, we'd be in the middle of an Overwatch game or something and everything. And I'm sure with the mic that I use, they'll hear somebody in the background come call for me and everything. And it doesn't matter if I'm in the middle of playing a game or something like that. It's take the shit off, go and do whatever you need to do, and then come back and keep going. And it's like, if you can't handle that some people are going to have that responsibility, then don't get that attached to them at that point. Take the break, do work on yourself, let everybody do what they need to go back. Let everybody do what they need to do and everything.
Oh
And
yeah.
I mean, shit, couple years down the line, if he's on his feet and you're not with somebody else, try again
So
and everything.
with that, I will say one of the first comments that pops up um, is, I don't understand what you're asking. You say, what can I do to make her stay? It sounds like she's given you clear expectations, even specific resources to pursue. You haven't done that. You still could. What insider information are you seeking from internet strangers exactly? It seems like what you're really looking for is sympathy. And look, you can have it. Elder care is a nightmare, and you're clearly very exhausted. But materially helpful resources can help any of us direct you to that. What has your girlfriend not already done for you? You can either take action or you cannot. So basically what they're saying is, like, the girlfriend did state, like, there's a Medicare program, there's nurses, there's X, Y, and Z. She's listed many resources, even down to, then let's buy a house outright so we're not paying a rent anymore. And he refuses to touch
Mm-hmm.
anything. And so with the
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
update,
that's a he needs to. Gotcha.
oh no, you're good. But with the update, it says, thank you all for your voices. It really helps to realize the damage I've done. My father ruined us. Those are actually my girlfriend's words, not mine. She has developed a deep hatred for my father and to some extent for me. Lately, she's been verbally attacking me almost every day. I feel incredibly guilty and sorry for bad decisions I've made. I've tried nearly everything to comfort her. I've always gone out of the way to make her feel special, celebrating important days, giving her favorite gifts, taking her out for dinner, handling all the chores. I even took on the full responsibility of caring for my father to create boundaries for her. I barely leave our apartment, both managing a full-time job and all the chores, except for occasional grocery trips. I am the youngest in my family and the only son. Growing up, I never learned how to be financially independent or how to prepare for my future. All I really learned was how to be nice to people. My mom left my dad at the age of 70 to live with my sister. I lost my older sister to cancer last year. I couldn't bear the thought of losing my father too, especially with his health in such poor condition. Initially, he was only given a few months to live, but with my care and effort, his condition has improved significantly. I feel like I butchered that oddly. As a result, he's no longer eligible for hospice care and has even encouraged me to use his funds to start a new life with my girlfriend. Recently, I opened a high-yield savings account to transfer his fund. I also took a day off to start applying for benefits, but I'm unsure where to begin since he only has New York driver's license and no other documents. How long would it take to get everything in order? However, my girlfriend has been feeling depressed again, especially after watching videos of other people who seem to be doing better than us. Yesterday, she suddenly started crying and refused to even look at me. She worked all night and began mumbling things like, "There's no hope, we'll never catch up. It hurts so much to see her like this. I'm really worried about her. I keep telling her I can work more to make more money and catch up, but she's being pessimistic and negative. I don't know what to do to make her feel better. I need time and money to resolve all my problems." And that is the final of updates.
At that
I
point, I
don't.
say leave her, because at least now,
Mhm.
from what we get, he's still putting in the effort that he at least knows how to do, and or like you were saying a few minutes ago, exploring some of the other options and shit to try to help with everything. And now she's just, well, we don't have this, we don't have that. I want this. I like, bitch, fuck out of here with that shit.
Mhm.
That
I
does
agree.
sound
Nobody-
like
I mean,
she's
nobody got
like,
really
time for that.
struggling.
Yeah, and it's like with the whole like verbally attacking, like no relationship is worth that. I'm gonna be real. If someone's gonna, if you're in a relationship and you're being verbally attacked, why is that worth it? I get it. How long was it? 5 years?
Yeah.
Like, I understand that's 5 years, like fully, like that's a lot of time to be spending with someone. But to an extent, there's a boundary, especially if it comes to verbal abuse. Like, that's not okay. Doesn't matter how long you've been with them. Verbal abuse is like where it should stop. The one, like, I don't know, word that they say to you that is not okay in your opinion, and they don't care and they keep doing it, that's where you should be drawing the line. They don't get a second
Mhm.
chance, in my opinion. Like, I've been there, I've done that. I learned my consequences off of
Oh,
that
yeah.
too. You
And I
know,
mean,
like, it's
Mhm.
off of experience, like, it's not worth it. It doesn't matter how long you've been with them. Yes, oh my God, like, those are like really good memories. It's been a long time. But like I said, you have to draw a line at that point. And when it comes to she's been looking online and seeing videos of all of these happy couples doing all these cool things. You can't sit there and compare someone else who is doing all these things when you don't even know what it looks like behind the screen. There's a bunch of
Exactly.
couples
All of that could be
online who are,
fabricated.
exactly, like, oh my God, haha, and then behind the screen, they could be arguing. They could be
oh my God.
very
That
unhappy with each other.
super big side tangent.
Like,
There's that couple on TikTok that I went down a drama hole with this. The one that was like pregnant, and so the husband was like making every pregnancy craving that she had, and he would always record it. He has 3 domestic abuse charges.
oh my
Like,
God.
so you never
I've
know
seen
what's
those
happening
videos. I
behind-
know exactly what you're talking about. Exactly. You don't know what's happening behind the screen. Like, again, it's fabricated. Like, people put on a smile for the screen. You can't just go off of what you're seeing online. Like, I'm not gonna go up to Crit and be like, oh my God, like, look what this boyfriend did for his girlfriend. Like, why don't you ever do that to me? Like, why don't you ever do that for me? No, because that's not us.
It's kind of on the same level as I had a dream that you cheated on me. Who's Rebecca? I was like, I don't even know a fucking Rebecca. Like, excuse me?
Well,
Here's
and if it's
Rebecca. Like,
something
okay.
that I always take to heart. So, like, being through an abusive 5-year relationship, something that my mom told me regularly. Also, hi Mom, if you reach this episode, it was because I was really heartbroken. Like, I thought that was gonna be my end all be all. Right now, thankfully, I'm very grateful and thankful that all of that led me to obviously Rosie sitting 5 feet in front of me, leveling up in Marvel Rivals without me. But we'll get there. But something she always told me when I was trying to heal was it was better 5 years than 10. Like, you haven't spent your whole life with him. You haven't.
Very
It's
true.
5 years. And I know some people think that, like, you stop doing all, like, the fun stuff in your 20s or whatever. But OP was what? I think it was 34, 35. You can still live a full life, find somebody who fits
Oh,
your
yeah.
needs, have your family, and have your marriage. If OP wants to take care of his dad and make that his primary focus, I mean, he already upped his father's life expectancy tenfold to where he doesn't even qualify for hospice care anymore. Like, it,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those things
I mean,
where it's like,
I mean, shit, if I remember right, and I'm probably gonna butcher the ages of all of these people, but it's like you look at some of the big like billionaires and stuff, fucking Steve Jobs and all of them. A lot of the stories you hear about them is they didn't even take off and start even really making any kind of money till their 30s or their 40s and everything. They didn't
Yeah.
have their big Kraken invention and everything until like 34, 35 years old and everything. And it's like just because you don't get to do all the stuff you see online in your teens and your 20s doesn't mean you're missing out on life. It just means you're getting prepared to be able to do it much more down down the road because you put in the work and the effort to set up here. You can always
Yeah.
catch up. You just have to put the work in.
Well, it's like most of those people you probably see online doing all these fun things, having these big houses. They're probably paying off a bunch of debt. Like they, like not all of this stuff can be achievable at a young age. I mean, unless I don't know, you're fucking famous, but like still, most of these people, like, there's been times where I'm like, oh my god, like, how do they have all these nice things and they're still so rich because they're paying off the debt that they just dug themselves into,
Mm-hmm.
like
oh, this is a really nice. Go ahead, say.
no, you're good, but it's also like the fact of oh no, I lost it, like the whole he's been trying to get better at it, like he was doing what he could, and yet she still was, oh, there's no hope, there's we're a lost cause. Like if you're gonna be negative like that, at that point just leave.
I'll say it's
You
like she's
know,
already given up on
honestly,
your
if-
you're not
relationship.
doing
Yeah,
Well,
because if OP
exactly.
was so into like saving the relationship or whatever, he had to ask her like, I can pick up more jobs. Well, dude, if you wanted to save that relationship, you would have already put the step forward, and that probably leads back to what you were saying earlier on your whole devil's advocate thing. Like he's been neglectful. He's been neglectful. I mean, obviously he has a lot of trauma in his life. I mean, therapy might be a good thing for him because then he could kind of actually vent all that stuff out, because I couldn't imagine losing your older sister and then like your family deteriorating, parents splitting up, like that would be nuts. But I mean, if he wanted to save it that bad, obviously it would have been hard juggling like per se 2 jobs and then taking care of your father, but he still should have put forth that effort regardless.
In
It's
the
not
beginning,
a
yeah.
like, I want your permission to go get another job so I can keep our relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he fumbled it too little too late, and by then of him finally making the good steps, which again I'm grateful that he's upped his father's life expectancy. That's amazing feat, that because
Oh yeah,
I've
great
worked
plus.
with patients with dementia being physical therapy, and like that, it's hard, and I would only see them a few hours out of the day. Like so that's amazing, and it's great that he's working on it now, but it's like you fumbled the bag too late already, and by this point she has let go, and so it's like I don't see this relationship working out.
Yeah.
All you
Mhm.
can do is grow from it and just keep going on with your life. Like realize your financial mistakes and always keep that in mind for the next relationship, and keep working with your father, and then for the girlfriend, homegirl, the internet's not real. The internet's not real.
This is all just a figment of y'all's imagination. This never really happened.
We're in your walls.
This isn't really happening.
I'm in
Wake
your
up.
head. I'm in your head. I'm in your head. I'm in your head. I'm in your head.
Oh my god.
Nightmare.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
So yeah, that's everything for that one. There are no further updates on this, but definitely the relationship's done. It's cooked. But we got
He's
we
a
got
chef for the
2
wrong
more.
reasons.
This one I found as an attempt to make up for not recording on Thanksgiving, because bad memory, bad time management. It comes from Am I the Asshole, and then was posted to Best of Redditor updates. So there are updates with this one, and as
Oh.
far as I'm aware, I think has a conclusion. I don't know. But it was, am I the asshole for telling my sister she's not allowed to bring her homemade food to Thanksgiving because her cooking is ruining the meal? Like,
That's crazy.
Oh Lord.
and
Here we
what's
go.
worse is this is from this year Thanksgiving. This is fresh. Like
Oh,
November
God.
3rd was when this was
So this is a
posted.
couple of weeks ago.
So, okay.
Dang.
Every year, our family does a big Thanksgiving dinner, and we all typically bring a dish or two. My sister, who's a lovely person in every way, insists on cooking something homemade every time. The issue? She's not a good cook. And I also don't just mean not good. I mean she's somehow managed to turn classic dishes into borderline inedible creations. For context, last Thanksgiving, she showed up with her special recipe stuffing that was over-seasoned with random spices like cinnamon and cardamom. It was dry, the flavors were confusing, and totally off for stuffing. Only one person took a small bite, the rest went untouched. Another year, she brought a green bean casserole that had some kind of strange, chewy texture. She later admitted that she used coconut milk and almond flour to experiment. No one wanted seconds of that either.
Oh.
This year, I'm hosting Thanksgiving. Since I'm responsible for putting it all together, I wanted to keep the menu consistent so that people would actually enjoy a cohesive meal. I thought I'd avoid drama by asking her to bring non-food items instead, like wine, soda, or even some flowers. I explained to her, very kindly I thought, that I just wanted to make things easy and streamlined. I handled the main dishes, but she didn't take it well. She got offended and told me that I was being controlling and shutting her out of the family gathering. She then accused me of making her feel inadequate and said Thanksgiving is about everyone contributing, not me deciding what's acceptable. I told her that everyone appreciates her effort, but that she could contribute in other ways and still be a part of it. She doubled down and said she's bringing her famous green bean casserole whether I like it or not. Now my mom and a couple of other family members have all chimed in saying that I should just let her bring whatever she wants because it's Thanksgiving and it's the thought that counts. They're acting like I'm committing some huge offense by wanting the food to be enjoyable for everyone and not have random experimental dishes that no one will eat. But I feel like I'm just trying to keep the meal enjoyable and frankly edible. I don't know what's wrong. I want our guests to actually enjoy the food, especially since I'm putting a lot of effort to host. Am I really being unreasonable here?
No,
Definitely.
but I know how
Yeah.
you could say to be an asshole. Listen,
Yeah.
there's kids in Africa that can't even eat, and you keep wasting food to make this shit.
I definitely
Ooh,
listen,
yo.
even if you don't like the dish, I'm gonna agree with some of the first comments that I've already seen of saying OP is the asshole, because like everybody knows it's not good. Clearly
yeah.
nobody's taking it home for Thanksgiving leftovers. But nobody's complaining. You just know that Auntie whatever brought this one and you know not to touch it. Like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
She likes cooking.
I
You
whether
can
think
it's
he
just
good
was
or
still
not.
mainly-
let them bring it.
I
Yeah.
think he was
Like
mainly trying to avoid any of the drama of, well, why didn't you take any of my leftovers? Why didn't you take any of this?
Yeah,
Type
Do you
of
want to
true
help me
stuff
too.
at
solve
the
that
end
problem
of
though?
it.
Because I've done that with family where they go, take leftovers, sweetheart. I say, okay. And it goes in my car and I go home. And then sometimes, now mom and dad, don't fucking snitch on me for this. Sometimes it gets thrown away. You take it out of courtesy. You're not being forced to eat the food. They don't have to
Yeah,
know.
That's
I was
very
gonna
true.
say
That's
that.
very true.
Yeah, and it's like it's also just like the family said, like it's the thought that counts, you know. In my opinion, like if that were to happen to me, which personally I feel like I am not a bad cook, so you know, but like if like you know that were to happen to me, and then let's say like my older sister was like, "Oh, you cannot cook. Like you just can't." I'd be like, "But why? Like what's the reason?" You know? And then I mean like and it just like that is isolating. That's like shutting someone out. That's rude. That's not okay. Like I get it. The cooking sucked. I would not like a chewy fucking green bean casserole either. That would gross me out too.
Nom,
But at the
nom,
same
nom,
time,
nom.
I mean,
No.
it's the thought that counts. Like they can still bring it. Would I hate missing out on green bean casserole? Yes, but it's still very nice for someone, you know, to bring
Yeah.
a dish, whether you like it or not. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
His family doesn't like, you know, sweet potato casserole. Does it hurt my feelings? A little bit because that's what I like to make for Thanksgiving. I didn't make it, but if I did, it's still the thought that counts, you know? Like
Mhm.
bringing the dish, bringing something for Thanksgiving. You don't need to be a fucking, sorry, you don't need to be a bitch and say that shit. Like,
Mhm.
You don't have
Yeah.
to
It's
eat
okay. It's
everything
just
that's
Thanksgiving.
prepared. Like,
Exactly. You
we
don't
had it
have to
with
eat
his
everything.
aunt, and I grabbed one of everything because his aunt went out of her way to try to make every last dish down to the pie gluten-free. So I was like, I'll try it all. Say less. I'm in, right? But obviously that's not going to be his style, so he didn't grab everything, and it's like nobody got hate crimed for that. It's fine. It's Thanksgiving. We're only here just to munch on
Right.
some food and get some small talk, and then we go, okay, goodbye, and then we do it next year. Like, that's it. It's just a dinner.
Or if
Yeah.
anything, just grab the serving, put it on your plate, and don't eat it. I don't know if that causes more
Yeah.
issues, but at the same time, at least it's being touched, you know?
That's true.
But, and then
Yeah.
also, like Pump said, you can take it as leftovers and then go throw it away in your trash once you get home. You're not being forced to eat it. It's simple as
In
that.
in his defense, and I don't want to like defend him because he definitely should have handled it better. But in his defense, he did at least try to be like, "We'll bring this or that." I mean, honestly,
Yeah, yeah.
That is true,
simple-
yeah.
a simple hey, food's covered by so and so and so and so. We're lacking in this department. Can you bring such and such? I don't know if that's how he did it or not, but that's
Okay, I
kind of
want to see
the
that text.
vibe that I
I
got
want to see
from
those
it.
messages.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Scream
there's
Right.
still
salad
so much
bucket.
that's uncovered
Because-
about it. No, I agree. I'd be like,
The-
shoot, I ain't got to cook. I'm about to go get some bottles of wine and show up to this
'cause
function.
the way he did phrase it, and again, it could be just him like doctoring it to make himself look like the good guy and everything. But the way he phrased it is that he asked her first, like, "Hey, don't bring food, bring wine, bring drinks, bring this, that, and the other." And stuff. That way you're still contributing, still being able to give. And then she was like, I don't want to do that. I want to cook. I'm bringing this.
I want your
And-
green bean casserole.
And then he's now kind of to the point where he's like, I can't stop you, but and yeah, that's just the way that I look at it. I'm again like both perspectives and everything. I don't want to like just be defending an asshole, but yeah.
Well, I mean,
Honestly,
No,
both
no, I
perspectives
agree.
are true, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they're both right.
Yeah.
But
It was just a
Oh, come
shitty
on, man.
situation altogether, honestly.
let them cook the shitty food. Like, come on.
Thanksgiving always
If they
has
want
those-
to take it home in a
That's
fucking
like the
Tupperware,
peak
let
of
them.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
So,
a staple of
within
Thanksgiving nowadays.
The relevant comments. The very first one says, "You're the asshole. It's one dish that everybody knows is bad and won't eat. Why is it a big deal?" And so
Please tell me
Opie
they responded.
They did. They said, "I get where you're coming
Oh my
from." But it's not just one dish. It's every year, and every year she brings multiple dishes with strain combinations that no one eats. And it ends up feeling awkward because she keeps pushing people to try to eat her food, and you're stuck pretending that it's not bad or trying to avoid it altogether. It also feels like a waste of time, effort, and money, especially since it's supposed to be a family meal where we enjoy food together. I just don't want people to actually look forward to the meal, not feel obligated to pretend like they're enjoying her experiments. I don't think it'd be a big deal to ask her to bring something else if it's not uninviting her. But maybe I could have handled it differently. And so,
Honey,
this
you
gets so
want
much
some
better.
more? No.
Someone else commented
Is
saying,
that here, honey? You want some more? No, you should
saying,
have
"I'm
some more. I don't
curious.
want any. Here, have some more.
One of the things she made." Oh, we have a list. Somebody
Oh,
asked if they
no.
could expand as to what this person was bringing to Thanksgiving. They provided a list.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Oh, buckle
Oh
up.
boy.
Here's the highlights. Thanksgiving 2019, she made spicy cranberry sauce that had whole chunks of jalapeno in it. She insisted it was elevating the flavor profile
Why?
and ended up making people's mouths burn while eating turkey. We tried to pair with other stuff on the plate. It was a no-go. Christmas 2020, she brought a fusion mac and cheese with wasabi and horseradish mixed in.
Oh
Let's
my
just say-
god.
Oh, no. No, yeah, she needs to get out of the kitchen. Get out of the
Flavor to
kitchen.
experience. Easter 2021, she made carrot salad that had shredded carrots, raisins, and sardines. She claimed it was based off of some Mediterranean recipe. I'm pretty sure no Mediterranean grandma would approve.
It was okay up
God.
until the sardines.
This is last
Sardines.
That was
Thanksgiving.
so left field, bro.
This is awful.
What?
So last Thanksgiving was the infamous
Honey,
cinnamon
stop
cardamom
watching
stuffing.
TLC.
She wanted it to be warm
Stop
and
watching the food.
aromantic, but it ended up tasting like a holiday candle. The texture was super dry, and even though she noticed no one was touching it, she blamed it on us not appreciating new flavors. The family barbecue this summer. She did a barbecue tofu and had an odd vinegar peanut butter sauce. I don't know what cuisine inspired that, but it didn't belong anywhere near a grill because people tried to be polite. Most of it ended up going home with her. So yeah, it's not just me being picky. She's made some real adventures out of classic dishes. I'm genuinely nervous of what she's planning for this whole Thanksgiving trio experience.
Dude, these
She needs to
holidays
stop
for
trying
this
to get her
family is gonna turn into
recipes off of
safaris.
TikTok.
Tell you what.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
She-
thinking maybe she's just trying to expand out, you know,
She
like
needs to
into
stop.
different like areas in the world and bring that to the
The
table.
Easter salad could have been
It's
fine had
disgusting.
she not added sardines.
It would have been
Mm.
fine.
It would have
The
been
mac and
normal.
cheese. Yeah, the mac and cheese. Horseradish. Excuse me?
God,
No.
she needs to stop getting her recipes off of TikTok at this point. There's those
And
freaking
And that's probably where
recipes
she
you
is
see
getting
people
them.
that
She's probably looking up divine exotic meals for this occasion. And that's probably what she's getting.
She's watching all the troll accounts, not even the actual
Lord.
real ones,
Oh
and that's why
no,
she's making
the ones,
this shit.
the ones
Oh,
where they like make
shit.
the cake in the box
Oh my god, yes.
with like a Coke. Yeah.
So there is an update that happened the next day. And it says, update, alright, well things have escalated fast. Thanks to everyone who offered advice. I tried to compromise, but it's already turning into a whole thing, and Thanksgiving is still a few weeks away. After our last conversation, my sister was being pretty cagey about what she planned to make, so I reached out to my mom hoping she could help smooth things over. Instead, she got defensive, saying I'm overthinking and that it's just one dish. I told her I wasn't sure if it was just one dish anymore, especially after hearing about my sister's grocery haul, including canned oysters and edible glitter. Then my mom let it slip.
Oh, Lord.
No, my mom let it slip
What?
that my sister has been hard at work on some creative menu that she has been planning for a Thanksgiving surprise. Apparently, she's been telling the family group chat, which I wasn't included in, by the way, that I'm being controlling and that she wants to expand everyone's palate with something truly unique. To top it off, my cousin sent me a screenshot from the group chat where my sister said she's bringing not one, not two, but 3 dishes to Thanksgiving now. Her calling them her Thanksgiving trio experience, complete with their own place settings, little menu cards that she's designing. I'm officially panicking because I have no idea what she's planning to serve, and from what I've heard, it's not remotely traditional. At this point, half the family thinks I'm overreacting, while the other half is texting me things like, is she really bringing glittered sweet potatoes? I feel stuck. I try not to control it anymore. I'm the bad guy, but if I don't, Thanksgiving might turn into a tasting event for my sister's Advent Grande cooking. So yeah, Thanksgiving is
Cancel
weeks
it.
away, and it's already become a family spectacle. I don't know whether to brace myself or just to preemptively order pizza.
It's
Pizza.
Pizza.
Pizza,
It's too
let's
late.
go.
It's too late, but if you can't cancel, you like at that point, if nobody else is on your side, sorry, something came up. I can't host Thanksgiving anymore, and you just do your own shit.
Especially if they're gonna
At
have
that-
a group chat without you, the host,
Yeah, no.
the
at
person
that
that's hosting
point-
it. That's rude.
Yeah, at that point, just like,
So-
sorry, something came up. I can't host. Y'all can figure it the fuck out.
All of the comments,
And then you
Are
hop
just
online
saying,
with your friends.
please let us know what happens at Thanksgiving. Please let her bring the dishes. I'm honestly curious. And somebody made the comment of a new family tradition. And then we have an
Hey, yo.
update
Guess the dish.
on, oh, we have so many more updates. Oh, dear Lord. So we have November
Oh
14th.
no.
So Thanksgiving is now just a little over 2 weeks away, and somehow things have escalated even further than I thought possible. I thought maybe my sister's Thanksgiving trio experience would be the peak of drama. Turns out I was wrong. Since the last update, my sister has become fully committed to making her dishes the main attraction. She's been dropping hints in the family group chat, which I'm still not included in, but shout out to my cousin for the screenshots, about how Thanksgiving will be one to remember and calling it her Thanksgiving debut. Apparently, she's been referring to herself as the Thanksgiving head chef, and she's hinted at bringing some kind of culinary surprise centerpiece that will transform the whole experience. From what I can piece together, she's planning a main statement dish. In addition to her original 3 side dishes, I'm picturing something especially bizarre but on a much larger scale, and honestly, I'm terrified. If her green bean casserole was already pushing it, I can't even imagine what she thinks is worthy of being the centerpiece. Then, to make things even weirder, my mom texted me privately and suggested that I step back this year and let my sister shine, since she's so excited about her contributions. My mom thinks if we just give her this
That's
moment,
favorite
it'll make
child
her
syndrome
happy
right there.
and that it'll get it out of her system. She even hinted that maybe I should focus on decorations and drinks instead of the main dishes, which feels like an attempt to turn hosting over to my sister without actually saying it. So now I'm left with a choice. Go
That's
along with
exactly
my
what it
mom's
is.
plan and let my
Please
sister
do it.
essentially hijack Thanksgiving, or keep pushing
Please let
back
her
and make
hijack
this a
it.
family showdown. I just wanted a nice Thanksgiving. I'm half tempted to sit
Bro.
back and see what chaos unfolds, but part of me is still worried about subjecting the whole family to whatever artistic statement she has planned.
Fuck the family
their
at this
sister.
point. They are on your side. So here's what you do. I know this is already passed, but for somebody else in this situation, when you get to it, right? You and cousin that you shouted out, cousin that's helping you out and all of that, you go along with mom's plan. You watch that burn in flames. You and cousin, immediately as soon as everybody's like, we don't want your food, and everything starts to crash and burn, y'all leave, go have your own little Thanksgiving somewhere and enjoy yourselves, and then
That
wait like a
Thanksgiving
week and
walk
tell
about
the
to
rest of
hit
the family,
different.
I tried to tell you.
The sister said, I am the pilgrim now.
Dude,
The
what's
sister
worse?
said, I've always been mommy's
The
favorite.
comments have just
I'll get my way
strayed.
now.
They've strayed so far. Nobody cares who's the asshole anymore. So within this, for relevant comments, someone said, I can't figure out why you haven't canceled hosting. If she wants to take over, she can do it at her house. And someone else just said, let her cook the damn thing. Oh, and eat before she shows up. So we have 2 more updates. One is the day before,
Oh, please.
or no, one is the day before, and then one is the day after. So day
Oh,
before
please.
is here we are the day before Thanksgiving, and things have continued to spiral. I decided to let my sister move forward with her trio experience, since pushing back more would only make things worse. I thought we had planned she'd bring her dishes, and I'd make sure we have plenty of other options to keep the peace. This morning, my mom let me know that my sister is now adding a surprise dish to her contributions. She's been very secretive about what it is, and this has everyone nervous after her past attempts. My mom thinks it's sweet that my sister is putting in so much effort, but the other family members are not as optimistic. My cousin texted me privately asking if I had backup food ready, and my dad casually mentioned bringing extra rolls just in case. At this point, I've decided to stick with the plan and let her have her moment. I'll still have a few traditional dishes on hand so no one goes hungry. Tomorrow's going to be chaotic, but at least it should make for a memorable holiday. Wish me luck. I'll update after. And there's no comments. We just have the final update, and I'm just going to go to it.
Yes. Yes.
Thanksgiving dinner is now officially over. I genuinely don't know where to start. I feel like I just lived through a fever dream of culinary chaos and family drama. I need a moment to breathe before I can even process everything. My cousin and I are heading out for drinks to dissect all of this, because honestly, after what just happened, it deserves its own Netflix special. I'll post, oh no, please tell me there's not photos in here. I'll post photos later when I get home, but for now, let me try to give you a rundown. So my sister showed up earlier than expected, which I should have seen coming. She came in like a storm, carrying not just her 3 dishes, but also a giant platter wrapped in foil, which she was clearly trying to make a big deal about. She immediately started rearranging the table, moving my dishes to the side so that hers can take center stage. She even bought her own table runner, candles, and said something about setting the mood for a creative dining experience. I decided not to fight her on it because at this point I just wanted to get through the night without a blow up. Her trio experience was, well, let's just say it was everything I feared and more. She started with a glittery sweet potato mash that somehow managed to taste just like a mix of sugar and sand. The glitter wasn't even edible glitter. It was just craft glitter, which I didn't realize until one of the
Oh,
kids said, "This
no.
is crunchy,"
hold
and
up,
I
hold up.
looked closer. There was.
Oh,
This is about to get so much worse. Let me pause this real quick.
Oh no.
Intermissionary break. I'm pausing. And we're back. Okay, I'm just gonna repeat the last sentence because I don't edit these. I upload them as is. You guys can cope. You know this by now. So yeah, a kid said this is crunchy, and when I looked closer, yeah, that's regular glitter, craft preschool glitter.
Oh,
Then there was
no.
the cranberry
Ow.
and oyster relish. Yes, oysters and
Blech.
cranberries. It looked like somebody spilled jam into a clam chowder, and the smell alone was enough to make me lose my appetite. Finally, she brought a pumpkin curry casserole that had raisins in it for some reason, and this weird fishy smell that clung to the air for way too long. But the pièce de résistance was her surprise centerpiece dish, which turned out to be a turkey gelatin mold. Yes, she took ground turkey, mixed it with some kind of broth and seasonings, and turned it into a wobbly, translucent mold shaped like a turkey. She even garnished it with
What?
parsley
What?
and cherry tomatoes to make it festive. I wish I was kidding. The entire table went silent when she unveiled it, except for my cousin, who immediately started coughing to cover up what I'm pretty sure was a laugh. Things hit their peak when my mom, who has been defending her this
Me.
entire time,
That's
took
me.
one bite of the gelatin and just froze. She didn't say anything, but you could see the regret on her face. My sister noticed the lack of enthusiasm and decided to go on this long speech about how Thanksgiving food is too boring and that she's trying to challenge our palates. She even called my ham and mashed potatoes uninspired, which was rich coming from someone serving glitter sand potatoes. The breaking point came when my aunt, who is usually the peacekeeper, tried the gelatin mold and actually gagged. She tried to be polite about it, but my sister saw her reaction and completely lost it. She started yelling about how nobody in the family supports her and how we're all stuck in the past with our unoriginal food. She even accused me of sabotaging her dishes by not hyping them up enough to everyone. At this point, half of the table was trying not to laugh, the other half was just staring at their plates, probably wondering how we got here.
Shitty cookie.
My sister ended up storming out of the house, but not before something saying along the lines of, "You'll regret not appreciating my vision when I'm famous." She left most of her food behind, which my
Oh
cousin
my
and I
God.
quietly threw out. The rest of the night actually turned out pretty nice once the tension was gone. My dad's emergency ham was a lifesaver. Everyone agreed that next year we're either going to a restaurant or just skipping Thanksgiving. So now I'm sitting here wondering how this became my life. I'll post photos later. There are no photos, thank God. I checked. Because they do want us to see the turkey gelatin mold, but for now I'm off to grab a drink or three with my cousin and laugh cry over everything that went down. This Thanksgiving was truly something else. I don't know whether to feel relieved or to brace myself for whatever fresh chaos my sister planned for next year.
Wow.
She's been watching too much like Hell's Kitchen or something, thinking that she's gonna be one of the next like or Master Chef, not Hell's Kitchen, Master Chef over there, thinking she's gonna be the next visionary on the TV. And honey, no,
Yeah.
you can't cook. You can't
So-
I
cook
want
at
to be at
all.
that Thanksgiving.
I was
You shouldn't
wondering
even have a
if the sister
stove.
was like even eating her own dishes, because like there's no way that you could like
Right.
serve that in.
Right.
No, I was wrong. Literally the first comment, OP responded saying, "No, she absolutely did. She was proudly serving herself generous portions, while going on about how it's such bold flavors that she loves. So she eats it at least somehow."
Ow.
I'm surprised she didn't top anything off with some Elmer's glue or something. I don't know.
If you
That's
pull up with a
crazy.
jelly turkey,
No,
I'm
I
going to
mean-
McDonald's.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, just let her do her thing, and then afterward, everyone, we all go on a McDonald's trip. Let's go, or at least Wendy's. I don't know. Chili's, like, what's open on
Yo,
Thanksgiving?
W dad for having an emergency ham? That's like a wild thing
Yeah.
to say you have. Like, don't worry guys, my emergency ham is here. That's so bad.
That is hilarious.
No.
I don't think I've had like that horrific of a Thanksgiving dish. I think the only weird thing I had this year was, and it wasn't bad. It's not inherently bad. It just happened, I guess, in the making of it. His aunt made a gluten-free pumpkin pie. And me and her had a laugh about it.
Mhm.
Like, it's fine. We talked about it. But as I went to take a bite of it, and I noticed, like, very, like, thick portions of white. And I was staring at it like, what is this in the pizza? Or the pie. My bad. Sorry, I'm hungry. But the egg whites had separated somehow in the mixture and then cooked.
Oh my god.
So there was just, like, full cooked pieces of eggs in the pie.
Yo.
That is
It
hilarious.
was still
Oh.
edible, but, like, we had a good laugh about it. She didn't whip out a jelly turkey or anything.
Yeah,
That's fucking crazy.
that is crazy.
I would have just walked out at that point. Like, as soon as she opens that up, no words, just cool, takeout. And just leave.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
like,
be
I'm not
honest,
dealing with the drama. I'm not dealing with
that-
anything else. I'm going home.
I don't want pictures of the food. I want a video of that entire, like, I would have gone along with the
Mm.
plan so horrifically to be like, oh my god, yes, bring your dishes. I'll record a little, like, video for you so we can really get you in the spotlight for, like, Facebook. I just want the video. Someone should have gotten that on video, please.
Yeah. That is insane. Sounds like something you would see on Netflix. Like,
That's
I
like
don't know,
modern
like,
family
Be
vibes
ashamed.
right there. That's
yeah, that
crazy.
is.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Jesus.
Also, who wants to glitify potatoes?
It's not even edible.
And how do
First
you?
off.
Yeah. How do you not get edible glitter? Like, why are you getting actual glitter? There's
Yeah.
edible glitter. You can go get edible
Maybe-
glitter at Walmart's.
maybe-
Walmart's. Like, what?
Maybe they thought that all glitter was edible.
Oh,
If
no.
part of your
No,
shopping is
no,
going to
no.
a craft store, you might need to
Michael's
back.
or something.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I
yeah.
did Walmart. Now we need to go to Michael's. No, you don't. No, you don't. That was not on the grocery list. Oh my god, that is atrocious. I'll be honest, I didn't realize how long that was gonna be. No, fuck it, we'll do the fourth story. I'm a liar. Teehee. Don't make jelly turkeys. But don't worry, this one's still food oriented. Somehow. The title made me chuckle. I didn't
Oh,
even read
yay.
it. So it's simply, am I the asshole? I closed the door on my neighbor's face because she really needed peanut brittle. I had to think this
What is this
story.
situation?
So,
Can I have some peanut brittle, Timmy? No.
so
Sounds like a
basically,
Cards Against Humanity scenario. Dude.
Yeah.
These people need to, like, food causes problems. I don't know. The hangry, I guess.
Apparently.
So it's, hello, this is an odd situation for me. I don't really know if I was being too much of an asshole, but I'm just tired, and let me tell you why. I'm a 20-year-old guy. I still live with my dad at his house. My mom was in a lengthy battle with cancer, and she passed during August. It wrecked me on so many levels I was not prepared for. On top of losing my hero, I felt like I should stay with my dad to be here with him, support him, and one of those things is keeping up with traditions. Recipes that pass down from my mom, and it's been really hard for holidays to even capture a fraction of the spirit my mom would do for the holidays. She was the backbone of setting up stuff, prepping food, and decorating. This is where we run into a problem. When my mom was alive, she would make peanut brittle, some fudge, and double chocolate crinkled cookies. Those sound phenomenal. And she would
They
make
do.
up to like
Mhm.
30 batches, put them into containers. She would hand them out to family, to friends, to me, my siblings, co-workers, and of course, the neighbors. This was my first real year of making these sweets all by myself, and I'm not really committed to doing all the baking when I'm in college, as well as balancing a job and a side hustle to make more money, and I'm just sad with grieving. I'm too tired from school and work to do loads of batches. In fact, the only reason I'm making these sweets is because they're yummy, I cannot lie, and I know my dad would appreciate them. I just started to attempt to make them. I've only made 2 small test batches, and they were good, not as good as my mom's, but this is where my neighbor knocks on my door. I answer expecting like a Christmas card, and she said, "Hi, I was wondering if you had any of those peanut brittles done." So I explained, I'm trying to perfect the recipe. I don't know if I could send them out this year. And she asked, "Oh, mom's name is really slacking behind this year." At this point, I'm thinking to myself, does she not know that my mom passed away? I'm thinking we told her the news of it spreading and her being too tired to do anything, like a neighborhood walking around on the block with her friends. So I'm dumbfounded, like she can't put two and two together, that she isn't able to make the peanut brittle anymore. So I tell her she passed away in August. She just looks at me with a surprised expression. She said with an almost confused tone, "So you're not making the peanut brittle at all? How about tomorrow?" I, at that
hell
point,
no.
close the door as I'm kind of just hand in a fist because I'm about to break down in an ugly cry and other bad emotions. My dad finally comes out of his room to ask who was it a package? I tell him it was the neighbor wanting peanut brittle. He looked confused and told me, "You haven't even figured out the right temperature yet," in like a joking way. But right as he says that, my neighbor texts him saying that I was being a snark to her. So I tell him the full story. He gets teary-eyed because we're all grieving my mom. And he was like, "More lighter than usual peanut brittle for us." So am I the asshole for doing this? I feel like it could have been worse by either yelling or just flat out crying, but me closing the door in a fast manner was all I could think to do. I didn't mean to upset her. I'm thinking all this stuff, maybe how she didn't know and is processing, but she knew my mom was barely able to walk 100 to 200 feet and was always tired. So I'm just, yeah, don't know. That was it.
No, I don't think so.
No.
No.
That's probably the best way to have handled that situation at all.
I just wanted to
Yeah.
answer. But I don't answer the door if I'm not expecting company.
Fucking same.
So no peanut brittle?
Yeah, man, we're just not getting the peanut brittle. He can't cook it right. The temperature's not right.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's just-
what? Like, instead of being like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry for your loss. Like, I hope, you feel better
Yeah.
soon." Everything.
Yeah,
peanut
like
brittle?
no
Be for real.
concern for the mom at all. No concern for the grieving at all.
Well, and it's like
Just want
you
some
No, she just
fucking
wanted that peanut
go to
brittle.
the
She
store
needed her
then.
fix.
for real. And like I get if the neighbors didn't know because it's not the neighbor's business to know like medical problems. But if OP literally was like, "Hey, sorry, she passed away, and I don't know how to do it yet." And instead of being like, "I'm sorry for your loss, like never mind. I'm so sorry I came over. I didn't mean to like cause a feeling, And instead she just goes, "Some peanut brittle?" Like what? No peanut brittle.
Yeah.
You're not getting any.
Plot twist. Peanut brittle's just a code name for some street drug, and their mom was just a dealer.
Oh my god.
Oh shit. Plot
Dude,
twist.
at this
Plot
rate,
twist.
yeah. My mom's just out here dealing fucking lines of fancy fentanyl, and the neighbors are hooked, and it's all just peanut brittle.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Christ.
Oh my
Obviously, the answer for this was not the asshole. That OP and his family are clearly grieving and
Yeah.
sad, and that the neighbor was a huge asshole for not even having the slightest amount of like any empathy or sympathy. The second he's like, "Yo, my mom's dead," all she cared about was this. Go buy it at Walmart, or I don't know, make it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Figure it out, Chief. Sorry.
Yeah, for real.
At least I feel like at the end of the day, hopefully they get a tiny laugh out of the fact that their mom made such banger desserts that the neighbor overlooked her death trying to get her hands on it. Like,
That's
you're a
legendary.
good cook. That's better than jelly
Legend.
turkey.
Yeah. Peanut brittle over
I can't say
jelly
that.
turkey, y'all.
This
I
episode
would say
should
they
not
should
have
have
made
got
me
the
hungry.
mom for this last person's Thanksgiving.
Dude, for real. Like, get some necromancer, just bring her back and be like, "Yo, she fucking brought jelly turkey. Can you please make that peanut brittle, like, right now?" I want to know what was the first thing that he said in here?
The
Double
chocolate crinkle?
crinkled cookie. What's a crinkle cookie? That sounds fire.
I don't know.
Might have some wrinkles in it. I don't know. Like-
You had me at double chocolate, bro. Like, that's
is
all
it
I
the one
needed.
with like the little waves on the top and shit? Or
I don't know.
I don't
Y'all,
know.
I need you to
I don't know
comment
That's
the
what
beyond
crinkle
me,
cookie
dude.
culinary
is.
terms.
Listen,
We need to know.
put your favorite Thanksgiving
Comment what a
recipes
crinkle
in.
cook is.
Nobody
better not be
fucking
a
put in
gelatin
the
turkey.
recipe. No, I don't want no oysters in the cranberry sauce. I don't want no wasabi in the mac and cheese. No jelly turkey.
Get us that jelly turkey.
Absolutely not. Oh my lord. Alright, but we survived. We didn't get food poisoning somehow. We're chilling in the hot tub.
But no PP,
No
no
peanut
peanut
brittle.
brittle, dude.
No peanut brittle. I'm gonna break a skateboard over that.
No peanut brittle bread.
But yeah.
So no
Thank
peanut
you
brittle?
guys for showing.
I just got the skateboard joke, bro. I just got
You
it.
just
What
got
the
the
fuck?
skateboard!
Oh my god.
You
Oh my God.
uncultured.
So no peanut
Remember your
brittle?
vines. Yeah. Oh my lord. That's all I got. So we'll see y'all in the next one, man. We're gonna get Christmas ones here soon. That's gonna be a shit show.